right now at the Wrap Institute booth, and what we're going to do in this demonstration is we're going to do window tint. What's interesting about window tint is you can do cars and you can also do residential. So what I like about residential is residential windows are super flat, and for the most part you are inside and climate controlled, which is great. All right, so we're joined with Bill Stewart from Madico. We got Chris Hampton as well from Madico. So lots of different tint film in the market right now, but again, we're just going to talk about the benefits of Madico. Not necessarily also, we're going to talk about how to install, we'll hit those tips, but I also want to talk about the benefits, because what I try to do in the Wrap Institute and everything is that not only teach you how to wrap, but also how to make money. All right, it's one thing to kind of know how to wrap a mirror or know how to do window tint, but if you can't make money and you don't really see the potential jobs out there, you're missing a lot. So we'll definitely talk about that. So if we're prep on a window, what do you have to think about?
First thing you want to do is obviously make sure it's a clean surface. You take regular soap and water, baby shampoo, mixture. Again, it's like you saw the other demo. The amount of solution you put in is how much slip you want to get. So not enough slip, it's going to tack too fast. Too much slip, it's going to fall off the window. Okay? Now in flat glass films, like what you're going to see here, is different adhesive than in automotive. Okay, automotive, as you know, when you pull a liner, like your wrap material, it's pressure sensitive or PS adhesive, it's tacky to the touch.
Right.
This is what's known as a dry adhesive. If you actually pull the liner and put the film down, you wouldn't know which side had the adhesive on it. Okay, and it makes a chemical bond to the glass, which makes it basically bond to the glass.
Right.
So your adhesion is much, much better. This particular film is our OptiVision line, and it blocks about 86% of the solar heat.
Okay. And there's different grades of tint you can put on the window. What's up? And so what you want to think about is, what your client wants different. Like some is darker, some some blocks more heat, UV, all that stuff. So just definitely get the right type of PPF. This is a nice little applicator right here. This is going to scrape all the little specks off the glass right now.
This is a 6-inch Triumph blade. It's a nasty article. Be careful with this one. So what you want to do is go up the edge, and you can hear that running across the glass.
So you're going to see it, because when you clean a window by hand, there's those tiny specks, and this is just hard to get off. So instead of using like harsh chemicals and stuff like that, you're just going to use soap and water. Just use a wide blade and just go side to side, overlap your strokes. All right. Obviously, be careful right now though, because it's a blade. If there's a lot of silicone on the side of the window, don't push too hard because you're going to cut the rubber. So keep that, So just again, always think about the outside edges. But notice he's just going from the top, working down, very straightforward. What you also have to think about is the moisture is going to hit the ground. So if you're working on areas, just make sure you have towels under there if it's going to be super wet. So that it retracts the blades, because you don't want to have that live blade going.
Okay, so the body of the window is generally clean. What you don't want to do is overspray the top and bring all of that back onto the glass. I think everything is gravity. Everything's going to flow down. What I like to do is go down that edge. Thank you. Okay. Because everything I pushed when I did this squeegee, or when I did the razor blade, I pushed everything to the edge. I want to flush that down, both sides. Notice I'm not touching up here. And then you're going to take either a lint-free towel or a paper towel of some sort. Just go right down around the edge.
So it's no different than like in the Wrap Institute. What I've been pushing a lot this year is what I call the 360. You start at one point and you do a loop. Because if you start at one point and do a loop, you get those edges 100% clean, then you're good to go. Because it's all about the edges.
Yep. So in theory, your window is clean. This is an exceptionally easy one to do.
Sure.
Good. And you have the film. Okay. So separate the liner.
Yeah. How do you do that?
In the product. Well,
it's a very sexy way of doing it. So
it's a scientific way.
Because what's hard is it's so tight together and you don't know which side's which. So oftentimes it's hard to just kind of pull like a normal wrap film. So you always kind of want to bite it with your teeth.
Right. Now those of you who've never felt dry adhesive, right?
So it's not tacky at all.
Which side has the adhesive on it?
No.
So they also make it dry to what? Electrostatic, so it doesn't like tack any dirt and stuff like that?
Is that put it down, you're going to forget. So anyway, what we're going to do, notice I have my finger, so I'm separating. Now I missed the window. Careful up here. You don't want to bring any of that contamination down.
And if you're doing any kind of high volume, a lot of people get those pressurized canisters. They go along and they just have that continuous spray.
Speed. liner. Take the factory edge.
So with anything, you always want to save steps. So what he just said there is factory edge. So what you want to think about with tint sometimes is it naturally comes to obviously one side is going to be straight. And so what he's going to do is he's going to line up one side straight to the side of the window. That means he doesn't have to go back and cut it. Okay, so very easy and straightforward. And because it's wet now, he can slide and glide and get it in the right position.
Right.
Tack it up.
What I'm looking at is I want to leave, I don't want to have a light gap right there. My frame's not straight. It's another thing you got to look at.
So that's that, but this comes up. Again, one thing I try to do in the workshops of the Wrap Institute is you assume that it's going to be straight, but sometimes the rubber's a little different, all that kind of stuff. So the advantage, so it's off a little bit. So now what do? Can you line that straight edge up and have it be straight? No. So you just
slide it over.
Slide it over. So again, the solution is soap and water. Some people use special solutions that they buy, but again, you can get away with soap and water for the most part. And then because you don't want to scratch the surface, you're going to spray it down because you're not going to use the squeegee with a buffer because you want to put nice, good pressure on it. So you have an applicator right here.
Blue squeegee?
Blue squeegee.
Basically do it the same way as you use a razor, across the top, and bring everything down.
So as he's applying right now, you can see that oftentimes I wrap like I clean. Overlapping squeegee strokes, go do 360, all that kind of stuff. Bill's making sure all the water goes down, work with gravity, all that kind of stuff. But you can see how clear this is. Super cool stuff, all right? And that's the beauty of tint. If you do it right, there's no bubbles, you force the water out, all that kind of good stuff. Work to the edges.
Right, now if you notice, I'm not going to the edge. Because if I do, if I go to the edge, the film's going to bounce back out. So if there's any contamination on that edge, it just now popped out with the solution. Okay?
Okay.
It's tempting to do so. So what I like to do before I cut, put a little solution that helps my blade slide.
Okay.
What about that much blade? Okay? Reach in the corner.
So it's technically what he's doing is by bridging the side, by letting the blade stay on the frame side, it's technically a relief cut. So he's actually kind of pushing up slightly against the rubber, but it stays, or the frame, the metal frame, it stays nice and parallel, and then it drops in that gap nice and clean. You don't get that contamination from it touching the silicone and then being picked up and on the live surface area. So it's all about having a nice sharp blade, very important. And what's been nice is the manufacturer who makes the knives in this are right here, NT Cutter. So if you want to test out their knives and stuff like that, we got it on the table over there. They got samples of knives if you want to grab one right now. We got all sorts of knives. So this is one of my favorite knives because it's made out of what? Plastic. So right now, if Bill touches the frame right now, he's not going to scratch it. So it's nice to have NT Cutter on hand. So definitely grab a blade. There's one more left. Steve got it. Cool. Okay. So again, having the right blades, having all that type of stuff on hand is extremely important. So notice after he makes the cut, Bill seals the deal by pushing the material on the edge. Very important to get that edge down nice and tight. Does another 360 loop, nice and straightforward. So you can see this demonstration now, and we're demonstrating. He's not doing this like live install time. What, we're like 5 minutes, 6 minutes at the most. So it's good stuff.
What you do, last step, is what's known as bumping the edge.
Very important.
Okay?
It's not a dance move.
Right.
Sounds like a dance move.
Wrap a towel around it, and you want all the excess moisture that's in this edge. Because what you don't want to do is walk away to do the next window, and then what we call a finger appears, where it'll be a big air bubble. Or all of a sudden a big glob of water starts sliding down the middle of the window.
And if that adhesive gets dry, you're going to lose some quality as well. So you want to make sure this is a very good tip. And it doesn't take very long. So it means that when you set up this job, you better have some dry microfiber towels always. And this is just dedicated for drying. This isn't for cleaning. So keep that in mind.
Right.
Bill does another 360 right now. So what Bill and I talked about is what I'm going to launch on the Wrap Institute this month is a program I call Green Equals Green. Talking about greening up your shop, all that kind of stuff. But what I mean by green equals green is that environmental job or making something green actually makes you money. It's cool stuff. So what do I love about this type of application? Was this easy to do? Yes. Awesome. Are you inside doing it? Yes. Is that fun? Yes. But what does this mean? Why is this green? All right. Why is this green? It means that if you put this on a building, then your energy bill just drops like a stone, because now you're not getting that heat that comes into your building. Your air conditioner bill goes down. In the wintertime, your heat bill goes down because you're getting that insulation, stuff like that. You're not getting UV damage on the interior building. But what does that mean? This is one window. Imagine if you're doing a residential area, how much do you usually get per square foot for install?
It ranges anywhere from $5 to as high as $10. Depends on access, size of the windows, and how many.
So if you do a floor of, let's say, a hotel or floor of an office building, how many square feet is that?
Oh gosh, again, it depends, but it could be 1,000 per floor.
1,000 per floor. Interesting. Times 5 to 10. I'm cool with that. Are you wrapping a bumper or a mirror or a door handle? No. I mean, it's fun to wrap those things, but this is the kind of stuff that makes a lot of money, and it's a civilized way of wrapping. You're inside. You can go get a cappuccino. You can actually go to the bathroom. It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These kind of things are great, but this is, you know, going green. So in a way, this is really nice. And also keep in mind that the liner is made out of what? Polyester.
Polyester.
So is polyester recyclable? Yes. So that goes.
The boxes are all recyclable.
All the boxes. So I'm saying this kind of stuff, instead of throwing this in the landfill, you recycle it, all that kind of good stuff. So tin has a lot of benefits, but again, you can see how super clear this is. This is really good stuff. So you obviously, when you order this, you know the width of the window, and then you so what widths does the tint come in?
36, 48, 60, 72.
Okay.
As you saw what I did here.
What? Is this the same film that goes on vehicles?
No.
Why? I don't know.
Different type of adhesive.
Yeah.
Different colors. This has metal in it, reflectivity, and the density of the film. Per state laws all over the country are different. But we have a full range of all of the films too.
100%.
Yes.
So again, it's good to know your type of tint film. And one thing I've tried to do in the Wrap Institute is, like, you can see all the materials that we have here. These are the wrap films, but know your product videos. Know your product information. Different post-heating temperatures, different tint goes on different substrates and stuff like that. But again, what I love about having this booth is, if you want to get hands-on and try this window, it's free, and they're here today, so take advantage of it. If you want to try PPF, try the hood. You want to try some recessed areas with chrome, which is absolutely impossible, but they're trying it, which is awesome. Cool. Okay. But again, go for it. All right. But again, I appreciate you watching. Take advantage of the Wrap Institute, and we'll do another demo later. We're going to wrap the hood with reflective film. So come check it out. So thank you for watching. Cheers, everyone.